How's it going, psychology students? Hope you're all well. I'm good. It's Wednesday night. Made a good dinner. I actually made something called beef bowl. It's like gyudon, Japanese food. It was really good. It's one of my specialty dishes. Hope you all had a good dinner. What else is going on? Snow is in the forecast. That's fantastic. Good chance to go out there and build some good memories, right? Make a snowman. Do you guys still make snowmen? Of course you do. And if you don't, you should. Maybe I'll make that some kind of school project. I'm seriously thinking about it. Take a picture of it, post it in our class. In fact, I'm thinking right now something's going to happen with that. Hey, everybody. Once a week, I'll be posting a YouTube video, kind of showing you what we got going on, what we did this week, and where we're going. So this is going to be a regular occurrence. This is it for week one. If you missed anything, this would be a good place to kind of check where you're at. So you're going to want to go to our, if you have questions, our psychology homepage. There it is with this great picture of me. That's at Grand Teton National Park. Everywhere I went, people were asking me about my shirt. They're like, "Oh, do you teach in Hawaii? How's Hawaii?" And I'd be like, "Actually, I don't teach in Hawaii. I teach in Portland, Oregon." And they would be like, "Oh, okay." Like they would still say, "Oh, cool, Oregon's cool," but I think we go from Hawaii to, anyways. That was my memory from that. What do we got going on? You're gonna want to click on that link to this work for week one, right? Which will take you to this article. Here we are. And like I said, once a week, you're going to be getting a Google Doc. Some of you have already completed this, right? So once you complete it, all you have to do is you simply share it with me. Make sure your name is on the doc. It would be good if you put your name up in the title, right? At least your last name. You share that with me. And when you share it, you want to make sure to give me edit access. I want to be able to get into the doc, make recommendations, give you some credit when you make one of your awesome observations. And then I'll mark that in. We'll always have our learning target, right? We're just starting out learning about the brain and the nervous system. And then there's tasks to be completed in here. There's this first one. I wanted you to watch this YouTube video on something called neuroplasticity. And then it says here, the instructions, write 3 to 5 sentences. We'll talk about this tomorrow, but basically what this means is we used to think your brain was fixed. We'd say static. Somebody had a brain, and that's what the brain they had for the rest of their lives. We now know the brain can adapt, right? Like you can't get more brain cells, but you can make the brain cells you have better. And we can, knowing this, we can see that we can change, not necessarily fix the brain, but we can, find ways to make what's existing there better and improve the quality of life of people. So that's a fascinating video I'd like you to watch. There's a TED Talk here, which I said let's save until class. So we're actually going to watch this in class tomorrow. And I'm going to skip through it. If you're not in class tomorrow, we'll watch the whole vid. But I only ask 2 questions from you. In there, they're going to identify the difference between psychology and psychiatry and how it's different than other medical professions. And the second question, 2 examples of how brain injuries can actually cause changes to behaviors. So if we see someone showing a certain behavior, yes, maybe something happened to them, right, in terms of an emotional issue, or maybe they're actually dealing with the outcome of a brain injury that could have been sustained years ago, even in childhood. Okay. So we don't know exactly unless they scan. And that's one of the issues within psychology. Right? You don't want to make sure you're doing no harm. Okay. On Thursday, we'll be talking about something called negative bias, how we have a strong ability to remember things that aren't great, right? Probably a survival adaptation, but it's our job to work against that, right? Like building snowmen, like seeking out new experiences. Next week, we'll be talking about, I don't know, people call it positive psychology, how to be happy, but it's really steps to live a more fulfilling life. I have some tasks here, and I want you to do that. This is simply notes. One of the takeaways, again, we don't have a book, so I'll be putting stuff in here. And when we can, we do something called the Rose, which will be a task that we'll do tomorrow, and then we'll share it out on Friday. That's it. That's what we got going on this week. So when you get this finished, and again, we'll have time tomorrow and some time on Friday to get this stuff done, okay? Otherwise, I hope you had a great day, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Okay, where's the stop button on this thing?